Hello, movie lovers. Welcome to Does It Hold Up Box Office Redux. For the last couple of months, once a week on this channel, we've been going back in time to redo Academy Awards from the past. We started with the year 2000. We are now finishing up with the year 2024. We have a video here somewhere on the channel of us picking Oscar winners from last year, our reactions to what happened. But with a year removed from it, have any of our picks changed? So we're going to pretend to go back 1 year and redo 9 of the awards from that night and decide who really should have won them. I'm Adam. With me as always is Emily, the disembodied voice. Well, she'll be reading out the categories, the nominees, and who the Oscars picked. I'll then tell you who I think should have won each of these awards. Then I'll throw it over to Emily, who will tell you who she thinks should have won each of these awards. It's a good time here. I'm actually kind of sad that this is going to be the last episode in this series. Going to have to figure out what to do next. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get started with, I don't know, surprise me.
We are starting with actress in a supporting role. The nominees this year were Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks, The Color Purple, America Ferrera, Barbie, Jodie Foster, Nyad, and Divine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers. The winner? Divine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers.
She was fantastic in this movie. Divine Joy Randolph was amazing, don't get me wrong. But Jodie Foster in Nyad should have been the choice here. She held that entire movie together. I understand that maybe she should have been a lead actress contender, but she never would have won that. So I understand why they put her here. It also wasn't her movie, but she's actually like the emotional core of the movie, and her performance is incredible in this. I really think Jodie Foster should have won.
While I think Jodie Foster was amazing in Nyad and really was the best part of that movie, I also think Divine Joy Randolph was one of the best parts of The Holdovers. I actually chose her originally for this win, and I was excited when she won because, to me, she was the best supporting actress of the year. So I am going to keep it with Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers.
Actor in a supporting role. The nominees this year were Sterling K. Brown, American Fiction, Robert De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling, Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things. The winner? Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer.
Okay, here we go. I didn't like this performance by RDJ. I don't think it was very good. I actually don't think RDJ really is that good of an actor. I think he's a good movie star, which we don't have a lot of anymore in Hollywood. He can sell a movie because he's in it, unless, of course, it's Dolittle, which less said about that movie, the better. But I just don't feel like he was really there. I feel like there was this weird disconnect between him and the movie, and I just really didn't like it. I'm going to give it to Ryan Gosling for Barbie. I thought he was spectacular in that movie. He played his part perfectly. I mean, he did no wrong in that movie. He was fantastic every time he was on screen. Ryan Gosling, all the way.
Ever since the nominees even came out for this category, I said it was Ryan Gosling for Barbie that should have won this award. I knew he wasn't going to win, though. I knew it was going to go to RDJ because that just seemed like the performance that the Oscars would pick. However, Ryan Gosling was fantastic in Barbie. He almost overshadowed the entire movie for me. His portrayal of Ken was just phenomenal, funny, and yet still somewhat heartwarming. I definitely think it should have gone to Ryan Gosling for Barbie.
Writing adapted. The nominees this year were American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. The winner? American Fiction.
This was the correct choice. I really think American Fiction was superbly written. Characters, story, interactions, dialogue, action. Everything about this movie just tends to work, and it's all due to that script. There's other options here that you could probably give it to. I don't know which one because I'm sticking with American Fiction, but let's find out what Emily's gonna switch it to.
I am actually going to give it to Oppenheimer over American Fiction. While I think American Fiction was really, really good, I thought there was some aspects of it that, was not as good as the entirety of Oppenheimer. So I am going to take it away from American Fiction, and I am going to give it to Oppenheimer, who I thought deserved this award.
Writing original. The nominees this year were Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives. The winner? Anatomy of a Fall.
This is a great choice. This is a fantastic choice. But in my opinion, it's the wrong choice. Anatomy of a Fall, although extremely well written, does fail a little bit in the story here and there. The movie I would give it to is The Holdovers. That script is so tight, so compact, and so well done that I'm surprised the Academy didn't go for it. It's also a movie that they love. It seems right up their alley of movies they would have picked in the past for best screenplay. So it just makes all the sense in the world to give it to The Holdovers. Emily, what do you think?
I am also going to give it to The Holdovers. I honestly was not excited to watch The Holdovers. It looked like a movie that I was not going to enjoy at all, and somehow I walked out of it really enjoying the experience that I got from watching this movie. Not only the performances, but the script itself was just phenomenal. I think it should have won this award. So yeah, The Holdovers for writing.
Actress in a leading role. The nominees this year were Annette Bening, Nyad; Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon; Sandra Hüller, Anatomy of a Fall; Carey Mulligan, Maestro; and Emma Stone, Poor Things. The winner, Emma Stone, Poor Things.
I don't know how I feel about this one. I know it was like a two-horse race here. Emma Stone, Lily Gladstone, who's going to win? And to be fair, I don't know. Now, I didn't really like any of these performances across the board. Maybe Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall. She was spectacular. But I can't really find a reason to take it away from Emma Stone, so I'm going to keep it with her. I'm not happy about it, but I don't really know who else to give it to. I don't think any of them really... These just weren't the right nominees for this year. But Emily, you might feel different. What you thinking?
I was actually excited that Emma Stone won this award. To me, she was the best actress of the year. She had to portray something that was so difficult in the fact of being a grown-up person, basically learning how to human, and that was a very interesting thing for me. I wasn't the biggest fan of Poor Things. I thought it was a little wonky, but that is of that filmmaker. That's what he does. But I thought her performance in this character was just outstanding. So yeah, I agreed. Emma Stone.
Actor in a leading role. The nominees this year were Bradley Cooper, Maestro; Coleman Domingo, Rustin; Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers; Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer; and Jeffrey Wright, American Fiction. The winner? Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer.
Cillian Murphy was incredible in Oppenheimer. But so were a lot of these other ones. Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction was spectacular on every level. Paul Giamatti never disappoints. Like, ever. I don't think I've ever seen a movie where I don't like Paul Giamatti in it, and I don't think he's very good. Like, he's excellent in everything. And with all that said, sadly... No, I'm just kidding. I'm definitely keeping it with Cillian Murphy. There's no reason to take it away from him. This was his year to win. He won it. He deserved it. Oppenheimer wouldn't be the same movie without him in that role. So, 100% the correct choice. Great job, Academy. Emily, agree or disagree?
It literally was Cillian Murphy's to lose, and he didn't lose it, so there's not really much to say here. He made Oppenheimer what it was, so yay, Cillian Murphy.
Best Animated Feature. The nominees this year were The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The winner? The Boy and the Heron.
Miyazaki makes incredible movies. We know this. We know because I've given him 2 awards throughout this history going back already. And I'm going to give him a 3rd one because The Boy and the Heron was the correct choice. There's some other movies in here like Nimona. I know Nimona was spectacular. I never thought Nimona was going to be good, and it blew me away when I watched it. But The Boy and the Heron is always just a step above. Miyazaki could basically win an Academy Award in his sleep for any movie he wanted to make. He could draw a line on a piece of paper, and I'd still be like, it's incredible. Because that's just the kind of artist that he is. So, keep it with The Boy and the Heron, but there's some close ones out there. Emily, what you do? Emily, what you thinking?
While I agree that The Boy and the Heron is a phenomenal film made by phenomenal people, I'm going to go with my heart pick here, and I'm actually going to give it to Nimona. This is a movie that I have watched multiple times since I first watched it. It had no right to be as good as it was, and it actually was animated beautifully, had a wonderful story to it, so I am actually going to give it to Nimona just for something different, something weird, you know? Loved it.
Best Directing. The nominees this year were Jonathan Glazer, The Zone of Interest; Yorgos Lanthimos, Poor Things, Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer, Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Justine Triet, Anatomy of a Fall. The winner? Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer.
This one's going to be super easy, super fast. Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer, probably should have won one or two other Academy Awards by this point for a lot of the other movies that he's made. He's one of the best working directors in the world right now, and he does big budget blockbuster movies, but in his way. He doesn't let studios push him around. Oppenheimer was his baby from start to finish, and he took care of it. He should have won. Emily, agree?
No one was going to change Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan's work in Oppenheimer was just so good. There's not much to really say about it. He won, he deserved it, he got it.
And finally, Best Picture. The nominees this year were American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. The winner? Oppenheimer.
Who else were you going to give it to this year? Sorry, Barbie, you ain't it. You weren't winning. Killers of the Flower Moon was one of the most boring movies I've ever watched from Martin Scorsese. Like, bro, you're way better than that. What are you doing in this movie? Oppenheimer, though, spectacular, start to finish, and everything about this movie, on paper, sounds like it's terrible. It should never work. Yet somehow all the pieces came together because of Christopher Nolan, and it created an epic movie with some amazing visuals, amazing performances, just amazing. So, no, 100% the right choice. And for the final time, for this entire series, we're going to go to Emily and see what she thinks.
I honestly think I would have rioted if anything else won this award other than Oppenheimer. It was just such a massive film with so many great talent, such a great script, such a great directing. There was nothing in my mind that could even come close to it. So the fact that it won, it was well deserved. It was definitely Oppenheimer to win, you know?
All right, that's it for us on this episode of an Oscar Redux going back to the year 2024. I know it was only a year ago, but, you know, things change over 12 months. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Sorry, yeah, that's it. That's all we got. No more videos like this until, I guess, next year when we do the 2026 Academy Awards. Maybe I'll do this going even further back. Maybe I'll go into the 90s and the 80s, you know, just for fun. This is a good time. So, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff so you never miss videos from us. We have a bunch of new fun stuff coming up. And until I see you again, just remember to be good to yourself, kind to others, and keep watching movies.